That was my hand. Hi, everyone. It's me, Tickled Pink here. And yes, my head is kind of unstraight, but there's not really much I can do about that. Now, I am the TLS Toys Tinkled Pink, or Tickled Pink, not the Hallmark Toys one, and not the Mattel one or any other Rainbow Bright tinkled, tickled pink doll that had been made. Now, my saga, or at least my back saga, and it hasn't been seen to be true or not. No one at Hallmark has ever said there was any truth to this, neither does indeed Glee back in the day, that I was from Earth, and that I had loved Rainbowland so much I didn't want to leave Rainbowland, and that Rainbow Bright, also known by Wisp, ended up naming me Tickled Pink and had me oversee the cast of Pink over all worlds. Now, if that is true or not, that's a whole other thing. And I know there's going to be some folks out there who have tickled pink dolls, the Hallmark ones, or the Mattel ones, or whatever one they happen to get. Either it happens to be that small ones where, it comes with the feet warmers, a lunchbox, maybe a comb, or even, the really tiny small ones. Anyway, no need which kind you got, So, I first show up, and the film Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer was where I first start. But later on, I'm offshoot in the first following of Rainbow Bright, which ran from between 86 YL. And yes, I do come back in the 2009 YL Rainbow Bright Drawing Show. That was on Hallmark's Rainbow Bright website. I don't know if that's even still around or not, but at the time it was, and you could download and watch some of the web sagas or web shows or whatever you want to call it. And yes, I also was in a 24 between FYL Rainbow Bright Drawing Show too that had 3 followings to itself that ran on a streaming website called Filmy, which has now which was now Hallmark More, So, anyway, as you know, a lot of folks like me, and I take my work as the overseer of Pink or the cast kid or the cast worker for you folks who, are gonna say that, cast kid shouldn't be the right name for it. You can say cast worker then. So, anyway, there are some big unlikenesses between the Hallmark doll, the Mattel doll, and any other doll. Like, first off, yes, it's true the Hallmark doll is bigger than this one. And it is true that is the one that most folks, that a lot of folks got at one time or another. This one, however, has a really good saga to it, and I'll tell you. So yesterday, we went to Walmart. Yes, the West Mifflin Borough Walmart, not the North Bacilles Township Walmart. And I happened to be there, the only one, right beside all the big Rainbow Bright dolls, right beside the smaller Rainbow Bright dolls that come with the comb and the feet warmers and a lunchbox and all those other things, right beside the big Strawberry Shortcake doll, right beside the smaller Strawberry Shortcake doll that either comes with a lunchbox or feet warmers or whatever, a comb, whatever. And that was right. Now, I was the only one there, meaning that most likely there were some others and they got bought And luckily, I happened to get bought that day, you know. So that's my saga. Another saga was that when we were going to get yielded for, it wasn't coming up at all. Who knows? I don't know why it just wasn't. And then an overseer had to come over and ring on the back of the box that, yeah, I was on file, that yes, I was for between dollars and 97 mint. I think the four between dollars was the sales fee. I think the 997 mint was the sales toll. And that's do make as it as you will, but that's what happened. So I just want to tell everybody that even though my name is Tickled Pink, I don't think that I'm ticklish at all. You know, and some folks might want to know why would I be a cast worker who oversees the cast of Pink? Even though a lot of folks are going to say is Pink isn't in the Rainbow, and I guess it is, I guess it's not. Well, there's many other casts that aren't in the Rainbow, but they're as needed as much. Don't ask me, you know. Now, how I even got the work is a long time ago, from 9 between 84 YL to 9 between 86, 85 YL, there was a cast worker known as Ernest P. Worrell. Now, Ernest P. Worrell had worked there for some years. And when he was going to step down, overseeing whatever cast he was overseeing or whatever work he was doing, he brought me up to Rainbow Bright and says, I think you might like this girl or this woman. She might be a good cast worker. And Rainbow Bright liked me and liked what I did, so she made me a cast worker overseeing the cast of Pink. And then I got the name of Tickled Pink. Yeah, I get it, you know. And before I end this film, there are going to be those out there who will, and I've been working in RAINBOWLAND for 40 years, and I have a lot of good times there. You know, it's true, Harmark didn't come up with me until 9 between 85 YL, and Deke and TS and TMS didn't offshoot me into the film and into the first following of the drawing show until 9 between 86 YL. And it's true, I don't play a bit. I don't play much. I show up and I don't do much. You know, there isn't really a saga that really, there's really not really a saga, that really focuses most on me. You know. And I know a lot of folks before in this film are going to say, well, Buddy Blue and Red Butler and Shy Violet and Canary Yellow and Lila Orange and Indigo and and Moonglow and Stormy, who's more of a weather worker than a cast worker. Never, they didn't really get any sagas that were really about them to say, and it's true. But we all work together, and I just want to tell Ernest P. Worrell, thank you for bringing me up to Rainbow Bright 40 years ago. So, well, that's it from me and my little back saga about me as the cast kid or a cast worker, I can't say it right, Tickled Pink. And hope you all like this film.